everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. There are two topics I want to discuss in this video. I first want to talk about the talk show host Jeannie Mai. Now, if you watched the season premiere of The Real, you would know that Jeannie Mai announced that she was expecting her first child with the rapper Jeezy. I already did a video saying that Jeannie Mai might possibly be pregnant, and I even said that Jeannie might make an announcement on The Real, and guess what? I was right. But Jeannie Mai's pregnancy announcement ruffled the feathers of her ex-husband Freddy and his fiance Lindsay Toole. Now, Freddy is salty because Jeannie actually divorced him and she didn't want to have children with him. That's one of the main reasons why they got a divorce. But after Jeannie left Freddy, she moved on with Jeezy, got married, and had a child with him. So Freddy kind of felt a way about it, and I'm surprised that he even let his true feelings out. But this blog named Sisters Sipping the Tea actually posted a screenshot of his comment. One person said her first husband probably biting his bricks and screaming right now. Another person said, I definitely think when you know in her case, she didn't want a baby with the Hollywood Hunter. The Hollywood Hunter is Freddy's Instagram handle. And Freddy replied and said, yep, I upgraded from trash to treasure a long time ago. Best decision I ever made. Congratulations. Being truly happy is an awesome feeling. Love my little family. Now, when he made this comment, I was like, whoa. Freddy sounds very bothered. Now, his comment did get reposted on different blog sites. In fact, the Neighborhood Talk reposted his comment on their page. And Loni Love from The Real actually stepped in and responded to what he said. She said, Auntie Loni here. This sounds like a woman answering. Freddy, you know better than this. We were happy with your children being born, so show the same grace to baby Jenkins. So Loni was clearly not here for Freddy's comment at all, but the drama didn't stop there. Freddy's fiance Lindsay spoke on the situation as well. Now, people were trolling her in her comment section, and this triggered her to respond. She said, sick of all the ats, all orchestrated by her and still happening after all these years. Every time something happens with her, we get bombarded by trolls because of the narrative she led people to believe. Listen, go live that troll life. Create fake accounts to attack people if it makes you feel better. But let's set some facts straight. Since she won't publicly clear our name and own her lies, let me just let you in on a little newsflash. She asked for a divorce. She is responsible for her own actions. All Freddy is guilty of is moving on quickly. He moved on a couple of months after she filed for divorce. Big deal. I probably should have waited until that divorce she drug on was final, but unfortunately I didn't. I probably shouldn't have been emotional and wrote her publicly, but I was sick of her shenanigans and I did. No one cheated on our end, so get over it, people. There's zero tea here. She just led y'all to believe that there was. She moved on and hopefully she's truly happy. She's not talking about Freddy anymore, so that's nice. About time. Freddy has never looked back and never spoke her name. He doesn't care. Meanwhile, she used her platform to destroy us and present a sob story for attention. Everything she does is for strategic attention. You all are just her little sheep. She got all y'all fooled. Let her be happy. Let us be happy. Leave people alone. We aren't the least bit interested in what's going on in her life. So stop adding us. We do not care. Really? She also said this, I truly don't want to put her through what she put me through when I was pregnant. Stop the drama and let us all live. Now, if you're wondering what the heck Lindsay is talking about, she's talking about when Jeannie spoke on her divorce several times on The Real, which did draw some negative attention to Freddy and his fiance Lindsay. But I don't think Jeannie ever created this narrative that Freddy cheated on her. A lot of people assume that there was some infidelity because of how quickly Freddy moved on. But Lindsay had to come out and say that she was never Freddy's side chick. She only started dating him after Jeannie filed for divorce from him. But that whole drama is in the past. I don't know why it's being brought up again. And I don't understand why Freddy and Lindsay had to say anything in the first place, especially Freddy. I think it was kind of low of Freddy to make that trash to treasure comment. If he was truly unbothered, he wouldn't make a comment like that in the first place. That was very distasteful of him. And honestly, he and Lindsay need to stop responding to people on social media and just let things be. The more they respond, the more bothered they look. And they shouldn't be bothered at all. If they're truly happy, they shouldn't care. Jeannie doesn't care. She's moved on. She's happy. And I don't think her moment needs to be dampened by some pointless drama. Now, moving on, I want to talk about a more serious topic. Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty are currently being sued by a woman who claims that they were intimidating her and harassing her and trying to get her to recant her testimony about the incident that happened between her and Kenneth Petty. Now, this past Wednesday, the victim named Jennifer Hough actually sat down and did an interview on the talk show called The Real, and she went into detail about what happened. For those who don't know the backstory, back in 1994, when Jennifer was 16 years old, she was approached by Kenneth Petty, who was also 16, and she said that Kenny put what she thought was a weapon to her back, and he lured her into his home and he violated her. After this horrific incident happened, Jennifer actually ran to her school and alerted some authorities, and Kenny was actually taken into custody. And this was a very difficult time for Jennifer because she was receiving threats. She was getting lied on by Kenny's parents, and also her foster parents were even trying to pressure her to recant her story because they were fearful of how the situation would reflect on them. So it was a hot mess. But Jennifer did not recant her story. She stood her ground, and Kenneth Petty ended up pleading guilty. He actually took a plea deal and took a lesser charge and served over 4 years in prison. Also, he had to register as an offender in the state of New York. Now, Nicki Minaj didn't come into the picture until years later. In fact, she actually dated Kenny when she was a teenager. He was in his early 20s at the time, and she was only a teen, which is a whole nother issue in itself. And after they broke up, years went on by and they rekindled their relationship in 2018. When Nicki started dating Kenny again in 2018, his criminal history started to surface on the internet. And a lot of people were bringing up the fact that he had a R charge. I'm not going to say the word because YouTube is sensitive, but people started bringing up his case with Jennifer. And one person on social media insinuated that it was a white girl who falsely accused Kenny. And Nicki responded and said he was 15, she was 16, in a relationship, but go off internet. Y'all can't run my life. Y'all can't even run y'all own life. Thank you, boo. Now, what Nicki did not realize is Kenny told a lie to her. He made it seem like he was in a relationship with Jennifer. And this was the same lie he allegedly told his parents.
Kenny's parents showed up at my house. They spoke to the lady who raised me. They told all kind of lies and said that I was dating their son, which I didn't even know Kenny's dad. I didn't even know who he was, but he claimed he knew who I was. The amount of stuff that I went through at that time, I literally had to get out of the state of New York when I was 16 years old in a hurry because people was threatening my life. They was threatening my little brother's lives. I had issues going on in the house within family members.
So you heard what Jennifer said. She talked about what she went through, and she said that she was never in a relationship with Kenneth Petty. But it seems like he told other people that he was in a relationship with Jennifer to lessen the offense and make it seem like the interaction between them was consensual. But Jennifer said that was not the case. She said that she was violated by Kenneth Petty. And I believe Jennifer because Jennifer's story hasn't changed. And you could clearly see how much distress she's in just even recalling that traumatic incident. Now, things took a very messy turn last year in March when Kenny was arrested. Now, Kenny relocated to the state of California after he got married to Nicki Minaj, but he failed to register as an offender. And this is what he's supposed to do. Because he's on the offenders list, he has to register as an offender in every state. but he failed to do that. And because he failed to do that, he was arrested and the situation blew up again. Kenny did end up taking a plea deal, and it's possible that he might be facing some time for failing to register. Now, Jennifer actually filed a lawsuit against Kenny and Nicki. Jennifer actually alleges in her lawsuit that Nicki and Kenny were using their associates to try to pay her money to recant her story just so Kenny can petition to remove himself from the offenders list and not have to face time. This is what is being alleged. And even though Nicki and Kenny did not harass her or threaten her directly, Jennifer believes that they were sending people to get her to recant her story.
Now, you allege that Nicki and Kenneth were harassing you. In what way?
With them sending people to negotiate numbers as far as money is concerned with family members. People approaching my daughter. People approached her in a club and asked her about Kenneth Petty, and Nicki is the one who personally reached out to me. And then the threats that I received because I kept saying no to every offer, to every suggestion. The last incident was when one of their associates put $20,000 on my lap, and I still kept saying no. The last message I received was that I should have taken the money because they're going to use that money to put on my head.
Now, this particular associate that Jennifer is talking about is actually the one who connected her to Nicki. And Jennifer alleged that he was actually trying to do a street favor for Kenny by trying to get her to recant her story. And when she refused to go along with the program, this associate started threatening her and other threats started coming.
So basically the middleman, the person who contacted me, he's the middleman.
Right.
So the middleman is offering me supposedly $20,000 from his pocket, right? Like, this is a street favor. You know, this is a street dude. He's doing a street favor for Zoo, and he'll get paid back on the back end of it. You know, he's just doing this as a whatever. So he's talking to me, you know, like from the hood side of things. He is the middle person, and he contacted them. And when he sent me Nicki Minaj's number, he sent it like through a screenshot. He sent it through message or whatever. While I'm on the phone talking to her, he's texting me, telling me, yo, say it's on the strength of me. Tell her I could take you out there, or I could go out there with you. Say it's on the strength of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever have you. Like, so I don't know. I'm guessing what he told Nicki was that I wanted to do something to help them out in this situation, which is what got her to talk to me.
Okay.
But when I spoke to Nicki, only thing I reiterated was, I need you to know, woman to woman, this happened. When this guy who connected me to Nicki came into my life and said that he can connect us, this is somebody that I've known from a young girl growing up in the same neighborhood. I didn't know it was going to turn out to him offering me money for me to write a letter to recant my story. When I decided not to do that, you know what I mean? Then things changed. Then the narrative changed. Then I have street goons who I don't even know contacting family members that I'm not even in contact with. No, it wasn't Kenneth Petty who threatened me. No, it wasn't Nicki Minaj who threatened me. It's people that are associated with them who are contacting my family in regards to me recanting my story.
So you heard that. Jennifer said in this interview with Nosy Ho Live that Nicki and Kenny weren't directly threatening her or harassing her, but she alleges that their associates were. And because she has the emails and the text messages, and she has proof of the call log with Nicki, she was able to build up a whole case against her and her husband Kenny and file a civil lawsuit against them. So even though Nicki didn't threaten or harass her directly, she's being dragged into this because of who her husband is and who he's associated with. And she made the mistake of trying to reach out to Jennifer because She's directly inserting herself in this mess, and it could be used against her. And honestly, when it comes to all the threats that were made, I really think it was a bunch of street goons who were taking it upon themselves to do favors for Nicki and Kenny so they could get something in return. That's honestly what I think. I think they're the ones doing the harassing. But unfortunately for Nicki, there is some evidence that might incriminate her, and because of all the money that was being offered, there is an assumption that Nicki is the one funding this whole thing. So it reflects badly on her, and it actually helps Jennifer build a case against her and Kenneth. So right now she is suing them. This is not a criminal case, this is a civil case, but Jennifer is seeking justice for her emotional distress. And if Nicki is unable to beat the case, it's possible that she might come up off some money. So one thing Nicki and her husband Kenny have to prove is that they're not behind the harassment and the threats. If they're able to prove that, then they might be able to beat the lawsuit. If not, they're probably going to have to settle. But this whole situation is really a hot mess, and I wish Nicki never got involved with Kenny, but this is the guy that she chose, and she has to deal with the baggage that comes with him. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.